Good evening, members, and welcome to what promises to be a very beautiful session today at the Ladies Study Group Plus Happiness Forum. Can I request everyone to mute themselves, please? As you know, members, I had set up the Happiness Forum at the Ladies Study Group during the pandemic to give you and me a reason to remember to smile. And together, we have had many lovely sessions over the last few months. And then, just as we had all begun to believe that life was creeping back to some kind of normalcy, and we thought that we had the possibility of meeting each other in small numbers, we have once again been hit hard with the second COVID wave, and we are back to a lockdown situation in Kolkata. The morale is very low and the air very heavy. And so I wanted to boost our happiness quotient, and today we are going to do just that with a group activity. We have curated the meditative mandala session exclusively for all of you. Mandalas have a huge symbolic and spiritual significance and provide a sense of calm and joy in their creation. The idea today is to have some fun, learn something new, and feel happy and at peace while doing this. And to take this forward, I'm going to introduce Spriti Sangal of Culture Choraha in Delhi. And she's going to conduct this interactive session, take us through the guidelines of mandalas, and share some of their design patterns to create a visually stunning balance. Welcome, Smriti.
Thank you, Dia. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time today. I know you've had such a busy week with so many sessions throughout the week. So thank you so much for fitting us in. Thank you so much. So before we start, Smriti, tell us about yourself and a little bit about mandalas.
So I'll just give a brief background about our studio and myself. So I run an art studio in Delhi called Culture Choraha. It's a venture started between my mother and I. My mother's been teaching for over 35 years. She's been teaching arts and crafts to a varied age group, from as young as 4 years old to as, I won't say old, but as young as 80.
Lovely.
And it was after did my master's that we kind of decided that we need to take it beyond just Ritu Auntie's art classes and give it a brand name and take all our activities under that. And so that's how Culture Choraha was born 5 years back. And we've been taking classes, we've been doing commission works, we've been doing handcrafted personalized gifting items for people for 5 years now. And with the lockdown, it just gave us a chance to start the classes online. And we're so glad and blessed that because of this online platform, we can keep in touch with our students, because otherwise life would have got really mundane.
True, true. So I want to ask you, do we need to be an artist to do a mandala? Because I know I'm not one for sure.
Absolutely not. And in fact, that's one of our main aims, to kind of get across to people that you do not have to have a professional understanding of art to create art. You could just feel like one day picking up a pencil or a pen and creating something. Does that not make you an artist? Of course it does. You've created something. So even if you've not had professional training, even if you've not done it for a number of years, if you've created something, you're an artist. You're singing in the bathroom, you're singing in the living room, you're an artist. So that's the whole idea, to kind of get across to people, to make them feel happy about being able to create something. So we're just kind of giving them a more professional skill set and tools to make them feel happier about what they've made.
That's so beautifully said, Smriti. And I want to also understand, what is the connection between meditation and mandalas?
So mandalas, any art form that you do, basically helps you to center your focus. For that, the time that you're spending creating an art, it helps you focus your entire being for that particular activity. And with mandalas, because it's so symmetrical, it's so balanced, and it's following a certain path, it kind of almost becomes repetitive and mechanical, and you kind of get lost in that pattern. And while you get lost in that pattern, you feel centered, you feel calm, because you're not really thinking about anything else. You're just in that moment creating that artwork. So it just helps you feel calm and focused for that time.
So today, what are we going to do? What can we expect is going to be our takeaway from our session today with you?
So I'm going to help you understand the basics. It's very easy. Of course, there are variations, and if you know things, how to make it better, it can get even more fun. But we're going to start with the basics of how you can start with a simple drawing. And for that, we're going to do some little guidelines. So I hope everyone has the material with them.
Yes. I think most people have got what they could, and they will compromise if what's not been available. We are in lockdown, so it's not been that easy.
Right, I understand.
And give us the ground rules and let's start. We're all waiting now.
Sure. So I'm going to just share my screen so that everyone has, again, so if you have all of these, great. If not, you can work with what you have. And in case anyone has any questions, please let me know in the chat box and I'll try and answer them. I hope everyone's able to see the screen. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to put my screen down on my workspace. Okay. So starting with I have an A4 ivory sheet with me. I'm going to just divide my sheet into half, vertically and horizontally into a half. And so this is approximately 11.75. I'm a stickler for perfection, so I'm going to try and get it as close to the center as possible. But you can make it 5 inches or 5.5 inches. I'm going to mark it at 5.8. So I make 2 marks so that I get a straight line and my scale doesn't waver off like that. So I made 2 marks and then I'm just going to join it in the center. Now the same thing I'm going to do for my horizontal line. So this is approximately 8.25 inches. So I'm going to make my center mark at 4 inches or 4.1 for the ones who are very specific about this entering. And that is done. Now I'm going to take my compass and randomly I'm going to make some circles. You can make a smaller one. So basically this helps in making sure that we have a symmetry in our mandala while we're drawing. Because as you're drawing, you kind of forget where your center lines are. So it just helps maintain the direction of north, south, east, west. In case you need more circles while you're drawing, feel free to add them as you're going. So now this is my outermost circle. I'm going to keep the radius same as my outermost circle and pick up my compass, take the pointed end, put it on this cross section where my vertical line is crossing the circle, and make a mark here and make a mark on the other side. I'm going to do this on all 4 sides. And this way we've got our supporting guidelines to help make sure that we've got a centering in place. Now I'm just going to join them through the center. While we're doing this, please make sure that your lines are going absolutely through the center and not like this and not like that. They have to be going absolutely through the center. In case anyone needs to show what they've done, they can just switch on the cameras and unmute. So that will show up on my screen. Okay, now, once this is done, it's going to be easy to just start off with a design. I don't have a very pre-planned idea in my head of what I'm going to do. So I start off with just a dot to get the inspiration going. So that becomes my starting point. You can do this directly with a black pen, or you can do it with a pencil and go over it with a black pen later on.
Can we go slightly slow? I think someone is writing in the chat too, please.
Sure. So in case anyone's joined us right now, so we first did the centering of our page. We got the vertical and the horizontal line in. Using a 12-inch ruler, dividing it into half, making 2 points and getting a center and horizontal line. Then we took the compass, made concentric circles randomly. Once we got our concentric circles, I kept the radius of my compass same as my outermost circle, and keeping the pointed end at the 4 intersections on the outermost circle because of the vertical and horizontal lines, I made marks on both sides. So did that for all the 4 points.
Smriti, a lot of people are asking, is there any alternate to a compass? Because some people, we couldn't arrange a compass actually.
In case there's so you can use anything circular that you have. You can use that and try and center it as close to the center of the page as you can. Because you can work without a compass, but it depends more on approximation then. So if you have so you can approximately put the center line to the best of your abilities, and then try and just, instead of making 2 guidelines, supporting guidelines here, just try and get the quarters into further halves. Yes, you can use bangle plates, but if you have even if you don't have these guidelines, just the vertical and the horizontal lines are enough to maintain the symmetry. These are just so that when you're starting to work, if you're making a petal, so while you're making a number of petals, you know that, okay, this is my half and I have to kind of maintain my symmetry here. Even if you have a lot of space remaining, you just kind of, these become your checkpoints. So in case anyone tie a string. Yes, that's a very good idea. You can also tie a string between the two. You can take a needle or two pencils and tie a string and then try and get the circle made. We do that for Rangoli when you have to make a really large scale Rangoli.
What are these lines or chalk you have drawn? I mean, on the biggest circle ke upar mein, there are some kind of marks. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how I got these lines. So this is the same. I kept the compass at the same radius as my outermost circle. And I kept the pointed end of the compass on the intersections from the center line. And I made a mark here. And I made a mark on the other side. And then I joined these marks to the center. And that's how I got each quarter divided into further 3 parts. In case anyone missed it. So the radius is the same as the outermost circle. You keep the pointed end on the vertical line, make a mark on the outermost circle on both sides. I'm just going to lift this up for everyone to see. Please feel free to take screenshots in case you're not able to get a closer look. So right now I'm like placing it closer to the camera so you can have a take a screenshot if you'd like. You'll have to pin my screen, I suppose, to see what I'm doing. In case you're not able to see what I'm.
Is this okay? Am I visible?
Just a second.
Smriti, I think Vinita Kedia is holding up her screen for you to have a look at it.
Is it visible?
Sorry, just a second. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Great.
Okay.
Great. So when I'm drawing, I'm not going to start drawing. I'm going to wait for everyone to let me know once they have the guidelines done. So you can either draw it with a pencil, have a broad idea as to if you want to make petals. So this gives you a brief idea of, okay, this is going to be my half. So you decide that my petal is going to come from here and join at this point. So accordingly, so you've got a formation happening here. So this is where I've curved my line. So this becomes a measurement for future petals as well. So this ensures that I have some form of symmetry. Even while you're doing this, you may go off. If you look closely, you will feel कि अरे बहुत यहाँ पे जगह बच गई. My spacing has gone off. Don't worry. Once you finish with the entire thing, किसी को कुछ नहीं पता चलेगा. But we still try and take all our precautions to make sure we can get as much symmetry as we can. Your petals can be smaller if you want them to be at this level. And it's always easier to start working than to figure out a design in your head and then feel like, okay, now then start doing it. So I always make a dot here because that gets me to figure out my next step. So I don't know what I'm going to do after this, but I randomly just started making the petals. So this is my I'm also putting out another slide. It has a whole host of designs which you can take inspiration from. You can use double lines. You can use triangles. Within those triangles, you can make so there are a number of variations which are possible for the same thing that you can do. So my suggestion would be, if you want to follow the design that I'm making, please go ahead. Otherwise, you can simply just work on your intuition and keep adding as many lines, as many geometric shapes or patterns you would like to. Now I've decided I'm going to make another petal here. So this line is helping me, and this line has sort of become my mark from where I've curved the petal. In case you'd like to be even more specific, you can also make another circle starting from this point so that you know where you have to start from.
We'd like to see your screen, Smriti. We can't, as a guideline, if it's possible, please.
Just a sec, let me. I think it's already on Spotlight, so.
No, it's on screen sharing. So we are seeing your screen.
Okay, is that better? Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, we are.
Yes, thanks.
Okay. So this is just a broad structure of my mandala. When I work with it with a pen, I'm going to give it more detailing. So again, that will depend on that time, how I'm feeling and what I feel like doing, and just take it from there. Now, okay, let's say I'm going to. So the way I've gone about doing this one is I've inverted the petal, and then from where it's intersecting this circle, I've joined it to this point. So I'm going to do the inverted petal for all the areas first, so that so with mandalas, it's pretty intuitive and mechanical at the same time, because once you've thought of what to do at one layer, then you're just repeating that for that entire layer and trying to get the balance in. Right now, after I did the inverted petals, I realized the original petal that I had made is looking much smaller than the rest of them. So I'm just going to match this with the other so that again, my symmetry stays. Is everyone being able to follow? Anyone who's stuck at any stage or wants me to repeat something? Now, see, I didn't really think that I will get this sort of a design by making it, but it has, because it's so structured and you've got all your guiding lines, it invariably ends up encompassing what you've made earlier. So it just gives it a nice sort of a different border using the same petal. So they're all petals, but arranged in a different way. And that's how I've got my basic structure in place. Now I'm going to start working with my marker over this to try and get some more detailing going in this. So starting with the center. Anyone wants to hold up the mandala? Doesn't matter. Oh, wow. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, great. Very nice, Sujata. Excellent. So once you've got the basic structure, now it's all about your intuition, how you want to make the changes, whether you want to add dots. Now, I want to use the center line that I've got here. So I'm going to make the center line here.
Is this okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. But I'm not. Yeah, okay, Avantika. Very nice. Great. Great, very nice.
Thank you so much.
So Smriti, I'm not using a separate marker and a separate pen. So is this fine? Because I don't have a separate marker.
Absolutely fine. There's no need to use a separate marker. This is looking really good.
So I can use this pen for the entire work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just happen to have different markers because permanent markers leave a residue behind your sheet, which I'm not very fond of. So that's why I generally don't use permanent markers, but they show up really well in an online workshop. That's why I'm using it right now.
Okay, I had this marker. I just was not using it because it leaves a residue. Should I use that?
Yeah, I mean, if the residue doesn't bother you, you're perfectly fine to use it.
Okay, thank you.
There are absolutely no rules in art. So, okay, now I'm going to make half of my petal. Now, this is the part where you kind of end up getting lost in making your design. So try and get equal lines as much as possible. If not, it doesn't really matter. But the more sort of sense of equality and balance you maintain in your design, the neater it's going to look. So this is what I've done. Okay. Okay. Now for this, I'm just going to make a double line inside it. And I'm going to leave out some white dots in it. So I've made the dots here, and now I'm going to just fill in the space around the circles that I have made. So you see, from a very broad, informal sort of, from a very broad structure, you can make it really intricate and detailed.
Sunny, show your thing. Show your thing here. See, my 7-year-old daughter, granddaughter is doing.
Oh, wow, this is very nice.
She's Sanvi.
Amazing, Sangvi.
She's trying.
Very nice.
Oh, it's unusual. What? I'm done with it.
We really like it when kids and parents and grandparents join us. It's amazing how online teaching has made everyone adapt and find new ways of spending time with each other. So that's really nice.
Thank you.
So we have basics of fine art classes that we hold regularly online. And we have the most fun when we have grandparent and grandchild combinations or parent or child combinations, because homework सबको मिलता है हमारी क्लास में, बच्चों को भी मिलता है, बड़ों को भी मिलता है, and mostly it's the kids who complete their homework. So it's an opportunity for the kids to tell their parents or grandparents, आपने homework नहीं किया.
That's so nice. You can share your numbers. I'll make her join. That's
Sure.
do like this. Come on.
And we also have a lot of lawyers and doctors who've joined our online classes, because I guess everyone needs an outlet. That's how my center is looking. Just going to work on this side as well. In case you would like to know more about what all we do, you can follow us on Instagram. We're there as Culture Choraha.
If possible, give me your number.
Sure.
Share your
Dia will share it with everyone after the workshop.
Okay.
Yeah. How is it going for the ones who didn't have a compass? I hope you've been able to get these lines.
I managed with all the thalis in the house, all the smaller plates and all that.
Awesome.
And katori. And
Great. So in case you're taking more time, detailing takes a lot of time. So don't be in a hurry. Just keep working on it patiently. Because in art, if you hurry, you are bound to mess it up. And mandalas are all about patience and focus and attention.
I think that's very good advice, Smriti. I think we'll ask everyone to get a basic idea and they can finish it aram se by the evening then. We
Yes,
don't want them to rush through it at all.
right. Now this space is looking empty to me, so I'm going to just maybe decide to make this line sort of like that. So getting the initial guidelines in has really made it easy to just focus on creating the design and not worrying so much about the symmetry because they're taking care of it for you. You can literally keep on adding one layer after the other till you have space. For the ones doing it with the pencil first and then with the pen, do try some areas drawing them out directly with a pen. You'll be surprised at how more cautious and more focused you become the moment you know you can't erase it. So just to show you that once you've got this basic structure going, you can have as many variations as you want. So again, this one's another mandala I'd done for another workshop. Started with the same thing, a center line, kept making, going round, and then it sort of went into an abstract zone. So I thought of these as more like grass blades because I couldn't think of anything else to add. But it's abstract, but it still has a certain sense of symmetry going. Then tried to make it close to the look of a cosmic balance. So added a galaxy to it. So this has been done with watercolors. Traditional rangoli. Another one. So you can try out really various sort of designs through it. This has been done by one of our students. Again, there's a little bit of gold in it. We've used watercolors and acrylic colors to give the galaxy effect. And back to this. Thank you. Okay, so I can't make up my mind what to do here. So I'm going to hold on for some time till inspiration strikes for that area and carry on working on this part. So you can see as I fill in the color black, the more intricate and the more bold the design keeps getting. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with this. So I'm gonna do this for all of them first.
I normally do more abstract.
So even abstract designs in sort of a limitation to be circular and have a sense of symmetry can look really nice. And that sort of makes the broad guideline complete for me, and then I'm going to carry on making the intricate designs inside it. So here's another one which starts off. I'm just going to do a bit of it quickly, and then I'm going to hand it back to Dia. I am so sorry. So this is just sort of a very different design starting point from this one. So this is the design that I had made earlier. And I planned to show you this one because I already had the pencil lines drawn, but intuitively decided to go with a completely different design and draw this one out. So I hope everyone's had fun and got their mandalas started and enjoying creating the patterns. I'll hand it back to Dia.
Thank you so much, Smriti. I think it's been absolutely spectacular. So much learning and so much, I think, very therapeutic. Just watching you draw was so therapeutic for me. And I think the concept of mandalas, or mandalas as you say, was unknown to many of us, including me. So thank you for making it easy, simple, doable, and possible. So I have a small request, Smriti. I know that you usually don't give permission to share your session recordings, but could we make an exception this time because so many of us have watched it, but we need to rewatch it to just get our techniques perfect. So is it okay if we share the recording with our members?
I guess because I guess everyone's needs a break and needs something to get inspired from. So yeah, this one time I guess
Thank you. Thank you. It'll be a lovely ready reckoner for all of us, and we'll make much better mandalas by the evening. Then you can rewatch it today. And of course, members, I'm going to share Smriti's contact details with all of you immediately after this session. So you can register with Smriti and continue your learning sessions on mandala art. And like she said, grandparents, parents, children, she has space for everybody across generations. I also want to say, members, that we want to see your mandalas that you have done from today. So do complete your work that you started, write your full name, take a clear photo from your phone camera, and WhatsApp or email it to us at LSG. We will share them on our LSG social media handles and tag Smriti and her company too. So we're going to wait for lots of beautiful images from all of you.
I'd just like to add one thing.
Yes,
if you can hold your mandalas with a hand like this and take a screen photo, and just make sure that the light is behind you. Whoever's taking the photograph, the light is behind you. And yeah, I'll also be completing my mandala and sharing with all of you. So.
Definitely, it has to go onto our LSG page too. And so, Sumitadi, would you like to say something? You're on mute, Sumitadi. You have to unmute. Sumitati, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Okay, I've been able to do it. It was excellent, Smriti. Thank you for sharing your skill and expertise with our to keep our members creatively engaged. And thanks for your time and patience. Thanks to our members for participation. And now over to Dia.
Thank you. So, Smriti, thank you, members. I think we've had a beautiful afternoon, and I hope the Happiness Forum has been able to bring some happiness to your afternoon today. Thank you again, Smriti, for your time. And if anyone wants to ask Smriti anything before she leaves us, I know she has a very, very busy schedule. We all heard her phone ringing incessantly. So if someone has something to check with her, this is a great time to do that.
Smriti, one thing I
This
have
my
to ask.
granddaughter, 7-year-old did. Just I want to show. That's it.
Very nice.
She's doing right now.
Great, excellent.
Smriti,
Thank you.
I have a small questions. As you said, any design you take up, you make mistakes, it takes by itself, whatever. So I'm also very fond of making, this is like meditative to me. Sometimes actually when you're going straight away with the pen, you tend to make some mistake and sometimes you feel it's not rectifiable. But then I feel it's okay. This is God's way of creating it. But is there any other way if you're doing straight away with the pen only and you can't erase it?
Yeah, so I mean, one is that you could use masking fluid over it and then try and erase it totally and then redo it. But if you don't want to do that, these guidelines are a great way to make sure that, because you kind of tend to get lost. If you don't have these checkpoints, you're like, acha, the circle, you're just kind of going on. And by the time you reach back to the original point of the circle, you realize that ye jagah nahi bachi. Ya kam bachi hai, ya zyada bachi hai. So at every quarter, if you have a checkpoint, then it's like a reminder to you between that meditation that, acha, okay, this is a...
What if you're not doing a circular mandala? What if you're not using a compass to kind of divide your design? Like I make sometimes figures and other things. So there you have...
If you're not doing the circular mandala...
then it is not a mandala. Then it becomes something else.
No, you can call it a mandala. I mean, there are like various, I'm not a stickler for like, okay, only this is what you can call it. But then if you're making an abstract sort of thing or you're including figures in it, then it's more like you're drawing composition inside the mandala. So even if something goes wrong, then you can add some other little tidbit to it to kind of make sure that, oh, that corner is not so visible, either color the background or add another motif to it and hide that part and not mention it to anyone because no one knows that you made that mistake apart from you.
So true, so true. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think a last question from Vinita, Smriti. One more.
Thanks. Sure. Smriti, I actually do a lot of doodling. I just want to know, I've never done a mandala before, so thank you for this. I just want to know, can I use totally abstract patterns in the symmetry of the mandala, but will it look good? Like I draw freehand, I don't use a pencil. So absolutely. That discipline, Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priti. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Members, we'll see you all soon. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.